Dean Tshenuwani Simon Farisani, which is currently underway at the University of Venda Stadium in Thohoyandou in Limpopo. Now, Dr. Farisani is renowned theologian and anti-apartheid activist and former speaker of the Limpopo Provincial Legislature. Now, he passed away on the 29th of May at the age of 76 after a prolonged illness. President Cyril Ramaphosa, we are told, has accorded him a special official provincial funeral category 2. The president is expected to deliver the eulogy there. I'm told our reporter Koketjo Mutao is on standby to chat to us this hour, and I understand you also have Limpopo Premier Dr Phophi Ramathuba joining you there. A very good morning to you, Koketjo.
Well, good morning to you, Xolisi, and indeed we are here at the at the University of Venda Stadium, where the funeral, is taking place here of Dr. Farisani. As you've already mentioned, indeed, this is a freedom fighter, and he also served in the provincial legislature as the speaker there, and he also served as the MEC in this province of Limpopo. But I'm now joined here with, by the Dr. Phophi Ramathuba, the Premier of Limpopo, who is also here. We understand that this is, provincial funeral that is taking place here. Dr. Phophi Ramathuba, thank you so much for talking to us here on SABC News. First of all, condolences to you and to the rest of the people of Limpopo. So let's talk about Dr. Farisani. How are we going to remember Dr. Farisani? Because he's a man who is wearing quite a number of titles.
Yeah, thank you very much. And as you have rightfully so, we are here for his final send-off. But I can tell you, ordinary people from all walks of life around this particular province, more especially this particular region, Dr. Tshenuwani Dean Farisani, for me, who was a father that has raised me from being a Sunday school kids, understanding his teaching, which I can attest to the fact that they shape many of us. That my generation, if you look at the Lutheran Church, most of my generations who are active politically, it was mainly his teaching, where from a young age he groomed us to understand what is the meaning of serving, that you sacrifice everything that you have to say. But what is more importantly for me is the story of him as the man of cloth, a reverend at the same time, but being a member of the Communist Party and active. You will know that he was even our treasurer in this particular region. When I would ask him about that, how does it work? And he was very clear that we need to make sure that even on earth, people are free. You can't wait for people to die to end their hunger. You can't wait for people to pass on, for them to live a comfortable life. He will be remembered for being very closer to the poor, very closer to the marginalized. You know that the human rights, he was just a human rights activist. Whenever something wrong that happened, he will never keep quiet. And that's what we will remember him for, always being associated with the poor. He was just ordinary. He chose to stay amongst them, and he will never be separated from them. So for me, I would say Limpopo has lost. The president has arrived now. We need to go and welcome him, and also to join the procession.
Well, Dr. Phophi Ramathuba, thank you so much indeed. The Premier is going to, welcome the President, who has just arrived here at the University of Venda Stadium, where the funeral of Dr. Farisani is taking place. Yeah, you saw a convoy coming through of the President, and we are indeed expecting the President to deliver the eulogy later on here. And the funeral service is about to start, since the President is in studio Xolisi.
All right, and tell you what, we are going to endeavor to stay on you to capture that arrival of the president there, Koketjo. And I'm sure we will have those visuals back up in just a moment. We apologize there for those visuals. We will endeavor to bring them back to you in just a moment right here on the program. That's Koketjo Mutao, in the meantime, covering that funeral service there for Dr. Reverend Tshenuwani Simon Farisani. And I don't know if, yes, I have you back now, Koketjo. We've seen everybody has gathered there to pay their last respects. And some of my takeouts now from the conversation you just had with Dr. Ramathuba, she did say that, Dr. Farisani was a people's person. He was always closer to the poor people. He was always closest to where he was needed the most. Let's talk about his illustrious career and the difference that he's made in shaping and shifting the spaces that he occupied.
Well, Mkolisi, I can tell you that indeed we know Dr. Farisani, that he served in the provincial legislature. We also understand that he was once the MEC for transport in the province. Those are some of the portfolios that he held in this province of Limpopo. And we understand that he was also a pastor. He was also a dean in the Lutheran Church. Hence, Dr. Ramathuba mentioned earlier on that she knows him from Sunday school, because he's a well-known person around this area of Thohoyandou. He has served the people here. He has served the people of Limpopo, and also both in terms of religion and politically. So he was one of the most celebrated people in the province.
And here's the thing, what I'm taken aback to as well is hearing that he was a people's person. He was always the type of person that would reach out a helping hand to members of the community. I don't know if you've gauged their sense to find out what they say and what tributes they have to pay right now about this towering figure.
Yes, indeed, he was a person's people, people's person, rather to say, and we understand that a number of people are gathered here today. You can see I'm going to allow my camera colleague here to pan around to show you the number of people who are here today to pay their last respects to this fallen hero. And I can tell you that we see the police are here, as you would understand that this is a special provincial funeral. And indeed, people are also here. The province of Limpopo has really lost a leader here. Hence, people are here, gathering here to pay their last respects. And I can tell you that now we can see that the president has arrived. They are going to view the body here. The pastors are also there to view the body for the last time, as the funeral is the funeral service is about to start.
I don't know if you have been able to track or catch a glimpse of President Cyril Ramaphosa, because you did mention that he's just arrived. I'm assuming that, as protocol entails, he's supposed to go through a holding area just as and when he arrives before he can move over to there where the proceedings are going to be taking place. Have you managed to perhaps catch a glimpse of him?
For now, we only saw his convoy coming through, and Phophi Ramathuba, who was speaking to me earlier on, also mentioned that she needs to go to, welcome the president. So we are expecting to see him from any time from now. We are expecting to see the president, and as we've mentioned earlier on, that he'll be delivering the eulogy later on here, and also to pay his last respects to this fallen hero coming from this area of Thohoyandou.
Yeah, and Kokecho, I'm going to ask that we stay with you just for as long as we can at this moment, because, it's just one of our big stories this morning. And this was a towering figure, as I've mentioned a bit earlier on. And as tributes also continue to pour in, so much has been said about his legacy, the legacy that he leaves behind, but most importantly as well, how he will be remembered. What are you hearing on this front?
Yeah, on the ground, people are saying that this was a man who dedicated his life to the public service, and people are saying that they lost really a leader here. As I mentioned, that this man was also, leading his church here, the Lutheran Church of Southern Africa here, and he was also, playing a huge role in the provincial legislature. And I want to bring in one of the people who is here, just to pay his respects. Come to this side, my brother. Just your message to the family of Dr. Farisani. We understand that he played a huge role, particularly in this area of Venda. How are you going to remember him?
This one, to be honest, this man is a struggle because he worked very hard. According to me, I learned a lot of things because if you still remember, we were having a dump us, if you still remember back then. Then right now, we are free because of the democracy that we get from Dr. Farisani. Myself, I'm Colin Siaga. I'm just in there around at my name. But to be honest speaking, we are down. We are down. I don't know what to say, but the only thing that I can tell you is that a person, when you are still alive, most of the people, they won't still remember you. But to be honest speaking, I'm very much down because this one is a struggle. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
We understand that he fought for democracy, and he also served in government. So in terms of his leadership, how are you going to remember his leadership?
Yeah, this one, Dr. Farisani was a leader, to be honest speaking, because he worked very hard. If you remember, he was working there at Polokwane, he was working there at the parliament. Hey, to be honest speaking, I don't have any words to say because he worked very hard.
Well,
thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much for talking to us here on SABC News. I'm going to ask my camera colleague to just pen a little bit and show you where people are actually viewing the body. And police, we're going to move a little bit towards that area where the president is also expected to view the body before the funeral service actually continues. So my camera colleague Andrew Ragabe is here with me. We are moving a little bit towards to where Dr. Farisani's body is lying. But for now, police, let's just view the visuals of what is actually taking place here.
Right, unfolding there on your screen, this moment, our visuals coming out of Limpopo there. And we were just in a moment in conversation with our very own Koketjo Motao, who's monitoring developments at the funeral service of Dean Tshenuwani Simon Farisani. His funeral service is currently underway at the University of Venda Stadium in Thohoyandou in Limpopo. Just to give you a bit of a background now, you all know Reverend Dr. Tshenuwani Simon Farisani as a revered South African theologian, a Lutheran minister, an anti-apartheid activist and political leader. He was born on the 30th of August of 1948 in the mountainous village of Sogwiwi, and this is part of the Venda homeland in the Transvaal. And he also had a very illustrious political career. And of course, these are all the reflections we are hearing this morning. Here's a quick break. We're back with you straight after this.